Okay, everybody, let's try this one again. Let's see if this avoids the echo. Sorry about my voice, I sound like death. Up until not too long ago, I kind of felt like death, so this is actually terrifyingly an improvement. Okay. All right. Okay, let me try this again. And then Lance.
Hey, I was about to say you took it back.
I took it.
Yeah, you invited me and then it went away real quick.
It did because I did because it was trying to do it was trying to do both at the same time.
Oh,
Yeah.
how about it now, Lance? What we looking like?
Beautiful.
All right. It was probably just Caleb. It's probably his Wi-Fi.
Hey man,
Maybe.
we do our own little podcast, man. So we totally understand. We're in the process right now, kind of revamping ours and stuff. And boy, it's some frustrating conversations sometimes.
I believe it. I believe it. Let's see if we can't get
Get our
Mr.
boy
Clean
Caleb in here.
All right. I think that might sound better. Everyone okay? Other than me, naturally, I sound not so awesome, but
Yes. Can everyone hear me all
I'm
right?
good.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
good.
no echo.
All right.
Yeah.
Good.
It's your fault, Caleb. We'll blame it on you.
Yeah. Damn Bruce's phone.
No,
Yeah.
it's just you. No, it's
I might. Hey, look, I might need to send you my phone.
Hey, I'll send you my address as soon as this is over. But yes, hey, I know we're a few minutes late, so we're not going to hold anyone up. Man, without further adu, hey, Lance Lee, man, tell us how you got started in dogs. We'll get into BWO, how that evolved, but where it started, man.
I've always had pit bull terriers. We growed up with boxers, raising little litters here and there. With my family. And enjoyed that growing up. But just I always loved the bulldog breed. But when I got my first, pit bull, I really I loved those. And then I saw, the American Bully came around. A little bigger, a little better, a little less chill. A little more chill. And I said when my last pit bull died, I was like, I'm going to get me 2 American Bullies, and I'm going to get a male and a female, and I just want to do 1 litter. Never knew about the shows, never knew about any, anything. Didn't even have Facebook, y'all, until I started these dogs 4 years ago. Literally went to work, hunted, fished, but I've always been real passionate about whatever I do, whether it is hunting, fishing, working, whatever. But went to my first little fun show with the bullies, man. After my last pit bull died, Annabelle. After she died, I was like, I'm gonna get these 2, and I ended up with Clyde and Bonnie, and went to some fun shows and was like, and really didn't even win, but was like, man, this is competitive. I like that. Played sports coming up, through high school and stuff, and then, the rest is history, man. It took over my life, bro.
Yes.
It really did.
When was that? How long ago was that when you got Bonnie and Clyde?
Bonnie and Clyde 5 years ago, bro. John Wayne just turned 4 February. I got them about a year or so before, I champed Bonnie out, was my first champion. Bro, I bought a brother and sister combo. Like that was my mentality. Like literally just wanted 2 babies. I always enjoyed training dogs though. Like I remember in college, I had a dog that would open the door, get a beer, stuff like that. Like just always loved seeing, and especially y'all like with the pit bull breeds, because everybody was already always like, oh, don't bring your dog over here. But then when my dog's, doing more than the lab did, that always kind of, I don't know, kind of, like I said, y'all, I'm real competitive, like competition, as you can tell, if y'all see me out in the ring, we go hard, we take it serious. But yeah, that was really my first. Met John Bridges at my first show, and it was, man, I blowed his phone up for a month and a half. He didn't have no choice but to become my friend, man.
I like that you forced it. Like, I'm forcing my friendship.
Yeah, well, but yeah, and Caleb knows John. He's that type of guy, though. He's just, there to help. And really, I was lucky. I didn't have any really bad experiences when I first got in, like, getting messed over on money and stuff. I had to kind of put the squeeze on somebody to, hurry up with the papers, right when you first started. But, that was my fault, too, because you should never take a dog off premises and pay somebody unless they give you the papers. So,
Yeah.
You got to take responsibility, too. But, yeah, that's kind of it, man. Like I said, no Facebook, no nothing, man. And my fiance makes fun of me all the time now. She's like, you're on lives and sharing posts and like doing all kind of stuff, man. It's changed, but I knew the first dog show I went to, I didn't have a tent, I didn't have nothing, and I saw these people, and I said, bro, I got to get on this Facebook, and really Facebook's really good for, just meeting people, man. So I'm thankful for that. But really humble beginnings. Like I said, y'all, I never looked at YouTube and was like, oh, this is dog. I have since.
Yeah.
But literally just got up, went to work every day, and just loved loved dogs my whole life.
Yes, man. If I talk to Lance, or if you go on his lives, which, hey, you're talking about like going on a live like this, but you go on live like during the day now too, talking about technology. And John Wayne right there, eating chicken wings right next to you.
Doing dog
He's spoiled,
stuff.
man.
I love watching that dog with you every step of the way, going everywhere. Like, he goes everywhere. Doctor's appointment, like that mother sucker goes everywhere with y'all, and I'm here.
Went to Longhorns. I met Jerry James out of Oklahoma BWO and Corey and them from Alabama BWO in Memphis today, and I brought him into Longhorns, and he ate a steak with us.
Did you share the role?
Bro, there's a lady down here that owns I eat at this gas station probably every day for lunch, and the lady literally brings him out whatever they're having for lunch: hamburger steak, creamed potatoes, order of peas, and sets it on the ground for him. Like, this dog, like, I really ought to go live more and show more, bro. But I just, how it is, Caleb. I mean, you were running your butt off just to make it on time tonight. It's a commitment, It's tough, man.
Yeah, it definitely is. Man,
come here, boy. They're talking about you. Come here, boy.
Oh.
Hey.
Would be fun.
I love that dog. I love that dog.
He's a good dog. He's blessed me,
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's definitely like among my top 5 dogs, like favorite. I just love him. I just love him.
I appreciate it. He's blessed us. We're very grateful. Mark Ray produced him out of Georgia. We went and got him. I'll tell y'all the story. I don't know. Y'all may have heard it. I've told it a bunch. I bought John Wayne with a broke leg. I literally because Bonnie was my first champion. Had her champed out. I was going to run her to Waffle House, and then I was like, oh, I need another waffle stud. I was like, as long as his, male parts ain't broke, I'm in the game. So, and then took him to the vet and really took a gamble and took him to the vet. And I remember the first time John saw him, he had a little, he's still, he's not, John Wayne's not a real big dog, But he had a little Coke bottle head. He was hobbling around on that thing. And John looked at me, and boy, and I was like, I could tell. But when he started growing, he said, man, put it in their face. And we stepped on the gas. But yeah, luckily it was a clean break, no cast or nothing, man. Just kenneled him up for the vet said kennel him up, no jumping, no nothing. And $2,000 dog turned into a dog that changed my life.
Wow.
That's
Man,
amazing. I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's something.
Well, look,
that's truly something.
Fun fact that a lot of people know, but like you didn't know. So I'm glad that somebody didn't know.
No, you're not telling. You're recycling the same stories over. I didn't know. So there we go. You were telling the story to me, and I'm worth it.
Hey, what happened to his leg, though? How did he break his leg?
It was broke. It was broke when I got it. Mark told me that the mom you know, how they get puppies and they keep coming after the nipples and stuff when they're not, you know, he said that he just kept on, and she reached back there and grabbed him and brought him up front. And when he did, they were big enough at that time, I guess, when she picked up on his leg. But it was a clean break, man. Got lucky. Now, the older he gets, and it was his back right leg. So, you know, your show side, your show side is your left side. So, you know, but I mean, I really didn't even go get him to be a show dog. I really was just, because at that point in time, I was like, man, I have got to step my game up. I am 55 years behind, you know, with Bonnie. You know, she damn near pit bull, you know, and we out here running her around. So that was really my goal, but it was one of the best moves I ever made, man. That's why I tell people all the time, man, when you're working on your bloodline, just focus on, you know, what you need for your camp, and things tend to work out. Like, it's hard because it's the internet, right? You see a beautiful dog every day. You're like, damn, I'd like to lock him in. You know, if I was a millionaire, I'd lock them all in. But, you know, it's got to be more than just looks, and it's got to be more than just pet. It's got to be, I don't know. Like I said, we've got 5 breedings on our belt, so we're not even considering ourselves a breeder yet. You know, I feel like, you know, 20 plus, you can start, you know, barking your lips a little bit, you know. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
But we're 5, but it seems to be getting better. But I don't know where I was going with all that. But
well, I like where that was going, though, Lance, and I'm going to feed off that, too.
Yeah.
So with only 5 breedings, I know that you're getting offers all the time, or people wanting to use John Wayne all the time. Why has it only been 5?
What's that?
Breedings.
5 breedings?
Now,
man, bro, I skip heats all the time. And like I said, I really, really try to plan.
Yeah.
And I got to get better females, bro. I mean, you can't. I mean, I got these stud credits, and you know, y'all know what stud credits are going for, you know. And I just want to make my best. I want to put my best foot forward, you know. Because I mean, you know, y'all. I mean, breeding takes a long time. Even if you just miss a breeding, or you know, you lose all the puppies, that's 1.5 years, 2 years down the drain before you can do that again. Before you see that reproduced again. Man, I don't know. It's You just got to be super careful. And then last year, I missed 4 breedings in a row. Boom, 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 boom. Champion Cash, I was going to breed him. Kaylin LaShawn's dog. Grand Champion Rye, Devin Ferrero's dog. You know, I like that old school blood. You know, I'm structure over everything, but man, it's hard not to like these, you know, these bully dogs. But so I'm trying to get a little more bully, but I mean, I want my mix, y'all. I mean, y'all know what John Wayne looks like. I mean, to me, Zeus, the dog that got second place at ABKC Nationals last year, is beautiful. And Hangman's beautiful. I mean, damn, you know, I knew he was going to win Nationals after 0-1, and he was just, you know, that dog's still real young. People don't really realize that, you know. I don't think that dog's 2.5, 3 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know Wayne's best pop was between then, you know, between 2.5, 3.5, you know. Was his, you know, kind of his best pop. But to me, Zeus is it. You know, I love the color. You know, it's a blue tri. I'd like Wayne, you know, about 20 more pounds, a little bigger head, a little more bone.
Yeah.
You know, little
Lance,
better angulation.
not cutting you off, but
No,
you
sir.
know, you said something back there. I was gonna ask you, but you came out and you gave the answer to your question. You were saying that, you know, you got these stud critters already out, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna ask you, how do you pick your studs? Do you go by looks? Do you go see the dogs? Are you just breeding the champions? Or what? How did you go by, you know, picking your studs for your program?
So when I first was in it, you was just, you know, I was like, you ever seen that damn TV show back in the day where they used to run around with the grocery cart and throw shit in there, and it was on a time. That's about how it was at first. You know, any extra money I had, I was like, boom, because man, and even still now, I mean, we're behind. Like we're behind. I mean, you know, we need, you know. we're behind as far as our quality of dogs, but you know, all we can do is try our best, you know, and everybody's got an opinion and everybody's this. So go back to your question. Obviously, you know, I guess kind of like dating, you know, looks is what draws you first, you know. You know, you may be married to somebody ugly, but I guarantee you as friends for a while. You know what I mean? You got to know them, you know. And I'm just saying, y'all don't get me laughing, man.
I can't even deal with you right now.
So, but seriously, that's it. I mean, you know, looks first, and then I was real big on the Waffle House blood because I saw what it did. You know, at first, you know, Waffle caught my eye, but then I dug into Waffle. The champions produced, the grand champions produced. I mean, the body of work that dog's done, I felt like it was kind of a safe bet if there's such a thing. You know. I feel like, you know, it's a safe bet to go with him. And then John Wayne is Shamrock daughter bred to Waffle House. So that got me interested in Shamrock. You know, like I said, now this is all before I started, you know, taking knowledge in from somebody, you know, from a lot of other people. This was just me kind of winging it, right? Like trying to build my program and everything. So that's what I did at first, and then I started. So I like to have a good pheno and a good geno. You know, I like it to make sense for me breeding 2 or 3 years down the road.
Yeah.
But I mean, man, it's just there's probably one stud. I try not to pick a stud where I just can't stand two things about it. If it's got over 2 things on it that I can't stand, it's going to be real hard for me to use that dog unless the pedigree just lines up something, you know, crazy where I'd be stupid if I didn't.
Hey, can you give me them 2 things that you can't stand?
Yeah, what's on
Westy,
what makes the list? What makes the list?
Easty Westy.
That's first. That's the one thing. That's first.
I wouldn't put any order on it because I hate a flaw. I hate a flaw, you know.
Any 2.
But yes, I would say that, especially for showing Easty Westy to me and high rears. And you know, and I got a female with a couple slight high rears. The bite, if the bite's horrible, the bite's horrible. And there's nothing else I can say about that. No, I do not like a horrible bite. So, but I can deal with that a little bit more because it's not so visible. But if you talk to anybody who's ever dealt with me on any breedings or stud credits or anything, you know, and you can't please everybody. So there's probably a few out there that don't like the way I do things. But I'm real honest about everything. Hey, you know, when people get stud credits to John Wayne, hey, you know, he's got a slight roach, you know, right here. But, you know, look what he's done.
Yeah, he produced.
But, you know, you gotta go see these dogs in person, bro. Never buy a puppy, never use a stud. And that's something I learned too. I locked in probably 3 dogs, but didn't lay eyes on them. And then some of these big name dogs, you know, I got fooled. You know, you get up to them, and then some of the things you really hate is on that dog, and you're like, oh shit, like I'm $5,000 in. You know, what we about to do here, boys? You know, like. So you got to, and the more I get into it, though, the more I'm learning to not be, you know, not let that 8-6 something out. It's a gamble. You know, these dogs, and the way they're bred, to me, it's hard for anybody to get. Or I'm gonna say this, like I said, y'all, I've only had 5 breedings, so to me, I feel like with this breeding here, I got what I wanted, but not on one dog. I got everything I wanted, to be honest with you. But not on one dog. And to me, until you do that, there's really no reason to beat your chest. Like, I mean, yes, these are beautiful puppies. I mean, I'm keeping 2 of them. But you know, people got to start. This community needs to just be real and be able to take criticism. I think would go a long way. And when I say criticism, just hey, man, somebody's opinion about your dog. That's somebody's opinion about your dog. You know, and I think a lot of these people just need to get a 9 to 5 and they wouldn't have time to worry about a half-ish shit. You know?
So right there.
But that's how we are, man. So to answer your question, sir, phenotype, it all plays a part, but perfect world, you want to have both of them. I think you kind of kill two birds with one stone there. But I mean, you can breed the best two looking dogs and get something you don't like, and I've seen it with John Wayne. Like I said, I'm learning, y'all. But like dogs that we pull up to do the breeding, I'm like, damn, maybe I should have looked at this female a little closer.
Yeah.
Well, I'd be damned when the puppies hit now, and you got 2-3 champions in one litter, and then you breed them to good females, and you're like, oh yeah, now we cooking. So to me, that opened my eye. I really want him to be the foundation of my program. He's done so much for me. He'll never go anywhere. That's my boy. He's my buddy. He won't go anywhere, but I'd like him to be the foundation. But I know I got to get bigger, better females. I mean, he needs help in departments, which I think all studs and all females need some kind of help in some kind of department. There's until they get the perfect dog.
Hey, Lance, let me ask you this, man, because it might be someone on here that listen tonight that's in the same situation that you in. All right, so you got these stud dogs. I don't know, you put one or two that you done pay stud fee on, and when you seen them in person, they got this flaw, right? So what would you do? Would you just go out on a limb and take a real clean female to that male, or will you just let your money just go to waste?
I mean,
Because you got some people,
you gotta
man,
let your money go. I mean, if it's too bad, there ain't no sense of what they call it, wishful thinking. I mean, that shit's gonna get you. You're gonna waste money on vet. You're gonna waste money on C-section. You're gonna waste money on, But then again, that could be the litter that slaps.
I'm glad you said that, because some people will still go through with it just because they lost $5,000 or whatever they paid for stuffy.
I recommend.
They'll go through with it.
Yeah, I would recommend not, but man, people are gonna do what they want to do, man.
Yeah.
But I would, if I had to give anybody advice, I would recommend, sometimes you got to take your losses.
That's
Or,
right.
reach out to these stud owners, y'all. I mean, I think sometimes people, get people with like a big dog and people got a good following. They get kind of timid to reach out to them. I'm just going to tell you, as a stud owner, man, my line is open to anybody, anytime that wants to spend money with me, and they're the same way. I had a stud owners, hey, we're going to shut him down. Not after this year. I reached out to him, was like, hey, man, really want to use this stud. I've been locked in for a year and a half, but I don't want to waste it. And I want to do him the most justice as I can. I want to bring you a better female. And I've done 2 breedings and I just hadn't gotten it yet, but I think I got it here. Man, hands down. He said, Lance, don't worry about it. But now he could have said, hey, this is it, and get contracts with people, man. I know Tone. I've dealt with him a couple times on waffle credits because we love that blood. That's not a secret. And he's unlimited. He's like, as long as the dog's alive, and and he approves of the female. He's like, hey, he'll drag it out. I'm like that. You buy credit from me. I already got probably 20 Siemens frozen of John Wayne. I think that's almost like, I don't know, it's so many per breeding, but I mean, I think that's almost 9 breedings or something, that we got saved. And, every time,
2 straws to a breeding.
Yeah. So, make sure that, when you do lock in with a stud, that they do have frozen, check all the boxes and get a contract. I know I don't do a contract with a lot of people, but I give everybody the option.
Yeah.
But
hey,
I don't do
we
it
got a question.
a lot.
We
Go
got
ahead.
a question. Charmaine Cole said, what's the correct way to market and advertise a stud?
I think, putting in the footwork, going to these shows, going to these registries. We started out ABKC because when we first started, like I said, y'all, we started with fun shows and we got hooked on, went to a couple of them, and we asked everybody, hey, where do you beat your chest? Where's the competition at? Where's the SEC of dog shows at? And everybody said ABKC. So no questions asked. shit, where's the ABKC schedule at? And
They
and
went to
we're
bed
rolling
this
in there
Saturday
with
too.
we're rolling in there with 55-pound females, like, just happy to compete, and we took a lot of L's, man. Those first year and a half, 2 years that nobody really likes to talk about. But I love those more than anything because failure and competition and haters, bro. It's stacking wood on the fire to me, man. I just love to prove people wrong and love to. Hard work's gonna pay off every time, and that goes in life too. If you can outwork talent any day of the week, you know what I mean. And that's our motto over here. We're gonna wear a hole in this driveway. That's what I always tell John Wayne. We go outside. We're going to wear this hole down, boy. I can't tell you the nights I stayed up, man. Like after getting beat and stayed up and just 11:30, 12 o'clock. Me and Bonnie. I mean, with the leash, without the leash, and to this day, I could take her out and she can do the whole show routine without a leash. Stop everything. Um, and she's what, 5 years old? Probably hadn't been shown in 2.5 years. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what first of all,
You got to put in the work, and y'all know that, man. I mean, Caleb, you know that. I mean, your whole family. You got your whole family on point. I mean, but that didn't happen overnight.
Yeah.
Man, I commend you for doing your hustle for it, because man, how you are, your line's open to everyone. The community needs more than that.
Yeah.
The podcast, the community needs more than that. Just man, when I got out of the ring one time, you told me, you're like, hey man, just slow down. You're going a little quick, and man, you were right there. But I want to know, who was that to you? Because I know you had a lot of.
Oh, bro, I got it. Come on with it. But before we answer that, I want to answer that fella's question. About the ring. I forgot what he asked, Caleb. I get so sidetracked, bro. You asked the question.
I did?
No. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm making the podcast awkward, but
I'm trying to go back. No,
No,
you
not
good,
at all.
man. You good. I promise you good,
the guy
man.
said, you at that gummit. I get to talking about 20 different things.
He was talking about how to like the best methods to market a stud.
And so I was talking about So anyway, I got to talk about ABKC. Going to shows, man. I've met Caleb at shows. I've met Amanda at shows. I've met, you put faces with names, and you get to see dogs that are on the internet, and you get to. I would recommend go to a show without a dog for your first time or two. I'm not one of those people. If I go, I'm bringing something to compete with. I got to have, whoop my ass or not. At least we had a chance. But just go and market, man, and get the tents and get the, as much as your budget allows. Business cards. I started out with business cards and a tabletop. Saved my money, bought a tent. Then I bought the backdrop. Then I bought the sides. Did it. The tent was a big investment. But then when the Wayne money started rolling in, I just kept dumping that into going to shows and instead of stacking it up, and then I put it into the van and we got land we plan on building. We had the land before we started the dogs.
Man, doggone Wayne, you was studying Wayne out like that?
Wayne's done pretty good, bro. Wayne's done. I mean, he didn't. Like I said, I didn't go pay cash for the van. I'm like every other working man out there. I got bills, baby. I got payments. It ain't mine yet, but we put Wayne on the side of it, baby. But yeah, he did good, bro. I mean, our average probably spending between 20 and 30K a year showing dogs. But I mean, y'all know I was out there every weekend, every other weekend. I mean, there was a stretch one time I went 9 weekends in a row. That's 2 months in a week in a row. But I was pushing John Wayne top 10. 1 week we were in Virginia at Rolando Mana's show. Next week we were all the way in South Padre Island, which is 19-hour drive from my house. The next weekend we were Chicago, BRC Nationals,
Yes.
And so John Wayne's 4 times champion. I mean, I could have had him champed out. He's got UKC left. I want to get him 5 times champion. I'm not worried about doing all the grand and stuff. I I'm not really worried about having a whole bunch of champions over here. I want that top dog. I want that. If it ain't top 10 or better or top 5 or better, I'm not going to push another dog like I did Wayne ever again. Until I get that dog. Now I'll come to some shows that are close, hit some shows, and obviously I want to do my productions. I mean, I would like to have a bunch of champion productions. I mean, like anybody else, for marketing. And I think achieving goals is kind of a way for, can't nobody really tell you nothing, man. You can say what you want to, but I can go in that room back there and John Wayne's got a whole room full of, it's crazy. I never would have thought, but that was my goals. I set goals. One of my goals was to win a blue ribbon, and I finally did that. The next goal was to win, best female, to champ out, to grand champ out. Then, damn, we grand champed out, and the polls came out. Damn, we in top 10. Let's see if we can stay. Well, next year, let's see if we can get top 5. And we got bumped out 1 week, bro. We were number 5, and we got bumped out. Devin Ferrero came. She brought Bowser back out.
Oh.
And yeah, so you don't mind losing the dogs like that, right? But we were close. But man, after you taste that, bro, I mean, it's you go back in there with, I've been back in there with a couple dogs, and if it's, hey, if we ain't, if it ain't best of breed material, I'm not gonna push it hard, because I want people to see what's supposed to be seen, not just because I don't want people to see Lance out there with the dog winning, and well, he just winning because it's Lance. I want to have a dog on the end of my leash that's undeniable to whether you like me, hate me, or love me, that you can't say, damn, that's a nice dog. And that's my goal.
Yeah.
And which is all y'all's goal. Y'all got goals too. Just set them and keep reaching for them, man. That's what I've done. And I get, I got blessed with John Wayne, keeping me. But, Bonnie was first, and then, then we champed Earth out. We almost we produced Earth. Every litter I've had has produced a champion so far, man. And some of them multiple champions. So we're happy with that, but we definitely want to get more consistent.
Yeah.
That's got to be the goal. Absolutely. I mean, and that's an overall thing. I think a lot of people are, they're looking for just that, basically like that next breeding, and they almost feel like they need to stop there, or they're not really planning several puzzle pieces ahead. So, but the ultimate goal is that consistency, is that literally you're producing generation after generation of dogs that, like, you can literally look at that dog and be like, I know what bloodline that is. I know exactly who that came off of, because the features are just so strong and they're so consistent and they're breed standard, period.
I want people to be, if there's dogs in the ring, people to say, man, they got that from Blue Magic Bullies. Right. Or that's a John Wayne kid, or that, like people are now with Waffle and Brim and stuff. Like that's my goal, because them guys are killing it, man. I know what Little Wayne did. I can't imagine what them guys are rolling like, bro. And I think that's where a lot of hate comes in. People see I'm doing the same thing, spending money, whelping litters, doing this, and not getting a return. But, advertising's key, in anything. Coca-Cola and McDonald's, I mean, they buy prime spots. You need to spend money. You need to hit these shows. You need to.
That's right.
Yeah, buy that spot, the Super Bowl for that commercial. Oh, yeah.
Well, that's one of the reasons the group, we did the group because we were always going and we were always splitting Airbnbs and stuff. And we're like, man, it just made it so much easier. The more of us it was, it made it easier. Get you a crew, man. There's plenty of good people, that like-minded people out there, I don't know, man. I love it, man. You got to love it too. Yeah. That's the other thing. If you don't love it, and I mean, I love it. I don't mind cleaning up no dog shit. It's I'll pick them up. I'll clean them up. They be covered in it. The little puppies, I'll clean them up and I'll go back to playing with them. And there's times where I want to pick them up and chunk them out of the damn yard. The little when it's 2:00 in the morning and they're in there, sound like a bunch of cats. Wanting some milk. And but you see the body of work and what can be put in. I think where people get is where people get in trouble is they have a dog that's successful, and then the next year they're just scrambling and scrambling just to try to get out to the ring. And for what, man? Take your time. Build something worth showing. Don't just come out there to be seen, or
Yeah.
or to win at a show where there was 3 dogs at and post up like you just won nationals. It's level, and we've won plenty of ribbons in little classes. I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying, just I don't know. I want to see. I really love this breed, and I really love the community, but it seems to me just so far apart in so many different ways and different people. That's why you just got to stick to your vision. Even if you kind of doubt these studs that you got locked in, just kind of stick with it best you can. And okay, if we get to this point and it didn't work out, okay, we'll take a left here. Or hey, this worked out, we'll ride this a little bit, but.
I like
It's
that,
a lot.
Lance, man. I like you, man. The passion you have for these dogs, man, I love it,
Appreciate it.
man. And you said something earlier, man. You said you done missed 4 breedings. You know what I'm saying? That reminds me of myself. I don't breed a lot either. You know what I'm saying? So the passion you got for these dogs, man, hey, I love it, bro.
Yeah.
I love
Appreciate it.
Hey, I'm your biggest fan, man.
I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate it, man. We try to stand on business, man. We try to be Lance everywhere we are, man. If you see me, if you come to my hometown and run into me in the gas station, it's gonna be the same sun gun you see at the shows. And we do, man. And people either love us or hate us. There's really no middle road with me. It ain't never really been like that my whole life. But these dogs, man, have met me some of the coolest people. And to go back to what Caleb asked earlier, where you asked who was that person for me that kind of, hey, man, you're doing this. John Bridges, for one, man. Like I said, he kept it real with me. If your dog was ugly, if your dog was what, and that's what people need. Get you some people in your group like that, because
Criticism.
this blind leading the blind and trying to worry about somebody's feelings, you're gonna end up with a bunch of pound puppies, And seriously, you're going with a bunch of dogs that don't meet the criteria. And you can ask Jameson tells me all the time, he's like, golly, Lance, you so rough on your stuff. Bro, I'm just don't piss down my back and tell me it's raining. You know what I mean? Like you got to be real with yourself. But John was one, Stanford Newell, which is one I revere as probably top 5 handler for sure. I mean, in my eyes, out of everybody, he would always tell me, and he's one, don't go ask him for no advice unless you're ready for it too, because hell, I didn't talk to him for a week after one conversation. I said, damn, you kind of rough even for me. And then and as you started going to go ahead, man.
He was like, I got in my feelings for a second.
I was like, shit, I didn't like what he said. I'm not going to talk to him for a week. Call him back later. But me and him probably talk. Me and him probably talk 2-3 times a month at minimum. And he lives in Florida, from a different country. These dogs bring a lot of people together. And then the more dog shows you went to, I think, like, more judges saw like you were serious, right? Like, hey, this guy is, damn, I was just judging a show in Georgia. Now he's all the way over here in Kansas. They became more of an open book. Like, hey, Lance, and when you're in my ring, this is kind of what I like, kind of what I don't like. So, you take those insider tracks and those insider tips and you try to work it, it's, like some judges told me, if you got dogs in there that are real close together, sometimes we give the ribbon to whoever performs better, whoever handles their dog better. Right. And I would like for it just to stick to that, to stick to more confirmation, not who the handler is or what, but how whoever's handling whatever breed to play a little more role in, because there's a lot of work that goes into showing and handling dogs. But yeah, those were my people. Devin Ferrero, for real, she helped me out a lot. We've done breedings together and stuff. But yeah, those right offhand, man. I mean, Stan tell you every time, And me and Stan would be competing in the same ring, and if he was behind me, he'd be like, "Hey, bro, fix that back leg," and I'd beat him. And the people he was showing the dog for over on the side of the ring, like, "Why are you helping him?" Stan said, "Hey, we go against the best of the best, and I'm not going to change my character for So I got a lot of respect for him. He's he didn't have to be as nice and as open to me as he was, and hats off to him, and appreciate you, Stan. You already know I call him Stan the Man. He's a good guy.
Man, that's awesome.
I love it. Hey, so BWO, man. Let's get to that. I don't want to ask any questions. I love how this is going tonight, man. You're incredible. I love hearing you talk. The advice that you're giving. How did BWO start, man? And what was it founded on?
Let me get a little tea for that.
What you got in that tea?
Hey, Lance, before you get started, you're gonna have to give Adam a hat, man. Before you get started, you're gonna have to give Adam a hat.
Adam Fields is like he wants that hat. He collects hats, and he's asked at least 5 times that I've seen about.
Okay. I think I got some in the closet. Adam, hit me up, Lance Lee on Facebook. Send me a personal message. Shoot me your address, and I'll send you one, bro, on the house.
What's up?
That's amazing, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
Bro, I don't even want to know how much merch I've given away, but that's back to that other guy, man. You gotta invest in yourself, and nobody's going to believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. And you see that with successful kennels. You see, just look at Caleb. He's got things going on that are goals of mine. His kennel setup, his where they're at with productions, knocking out productions, and keeping a consistent look. So you can learn something from everybody, and there's nothing wrong with good competition. When you hit that ring, let's go at it, but keep a good attitude, and we do. I may get in the car with John on the way home, be like, "That long nose mother, beat me." But when we're in, but look, I've come back from a thing before and been like, "Damn, man, I felt like Wayne was doing it." And John or somebody be like, "No, man, you had him, you had his feet a little under him. You could have had him just a touch more back." That's what you need, man. You need your people watching you, and stuff. Anyway, I went to rambling again, Caleb, so you can get us back on track, bro.
You're in really good company for that, because we are all ramblers.
Yeah, seriously. Before we do venture down that, though, he did have a follow-up question. The same gentleman that asked that question. He said, "How do you limit?" I'm going off memory.
Window shoppers.
How do you limit window shoppers that are asked?
I treat everybody the same, man. You ask me for pictures and photos, I'll send that. After a certain amount of text, I send my number and say, "Hey, if you want to continue further talking, call me." And if they're really interested in the puppy, they're going to call you every time. If not, I've noticed that kind of weeds out some. But everybody's a potential customer, man. I'm telling you, I've talked to a guy before for 3 weeks, and every time he called, he got to the point where every time he called, I was like, "Well, I guess I'm about to be talking for nothing for 20 minutes. And then one day he told me, he said, "Hey, bro, I'm going to send you this money this day." And I sent him cash out and didn't hear nothing from him for 3 days. And then he paid me in full, man, before me. I was just asking for a deposit. So, don't lose money because you're frustrated. It's work. Treat it like a job, not like damn. You got to be selling puppies for $7,000, $8,000, $10,000 to really be balling. To me, we just had a litter of 12, and we didn't sell anything under 4 and did over 4 and didn't sell anything under 2, and we got 2 left. I kept 2, so we sold 5, 6, 7 puppies right there, and we vets are paid, things are good, but it ain't like we're over here Scrooge McDuck, rolling in money, and that money, really what I made off of that, I just went and paid another stud.
Yeah.
But you pay the stud credit. You got a dog. You got, there's that future money is what I'm learning the more I get into it. Like the co-own and finding the right co-owns is really, really crucial. And I think you being able to make more plays in the same year.
I completely
kind of get ahead real quick.
Very good advice on that. I agree with that. Window shopping. Answer.
Yeah, man, answer everybody. Treat everybody nice. Treat everybody. But, I bartended for a while. I've always worked with customer service. I have my own construction business, so I deal with the public every day. I have to, you know, we walk into houses after painting sometimes, and there's 800 million blue dots on the wall when we walk in. I tell my guys, man, go in there with a smile. Take it a dot at a time. By lunch, we're halfway done, bro. Ain't no big deal. Let them feel happy. Sometimes I just tear the dot off and don't even do nothing, and they never say nothing. You know, and you can't do that on the whole house. But I mean, come on, woman, you were in here, got on your wine, and you went a little crazy with the tape. That's coming off the wall.
Yeah, no,
Oh, it looks beautiful. Thank you, ma'am. You got to do your best, but you can't bend over for people. I mean, these are life. I mean, this is stuff people should have learned growing up. And stuff. But the BWO, bro, we started the BWO right when we started showing. And there really wasn't a lot of people, and not trying to say anything, but there really wasn't a lot of people at the shows we were at from Mississippi. So it was me, John, Jared, and Jeremy Oliphant. Jeremy through the XLs.
Yep.
He's no longer in the group anymore, but he's still a good guy. He does all my tile work here. I mean, we just did a job the other day together. Like I said, you don't let these dogs mess up relationships.
That's right.
That's
Yes.
I mean, there's too much money out there in other directions, but it was us four, and one day, and actually it was when COVID and all that first come around. Jared was his furniture plant that he worked at shut down, and I said, "Hey, bro, I got a couple houses to remodel. You can drive up here, and you can work with me." And we're literally me and him on the floor busting tile up. And he said, he looks up at me. He says, "Bro, BWO," and I'm like, "What the hell are you talking about?" He said, "The group, bro." He said, "Our group." He said, "You remember NWO?" Because we're all kind of the same age. Grew up on the wrestling stuff. NWO, New World Order, with Hulk Hogan and all them.
Yes.
So that's what we. But he said Bully World Order. As soon as he said it, I quit what I was doing. I called John. He laughed at me. He laughed at us. But he said, but John's always like, "Man, yeah, let's roll with you." That's what I love about John, man. He's I love John. But anyway, he laughed at. I called Jeremy. Jeremy laughed at us for real. He was like, "No, man, don't do that shit, man. Don't do that." So anyway, we did it. We did it anyway, and just started going to shows, and we were just going to keep it, and we weren't going to add any other states, anything. We were just going to try to grow Mississippi. Well, as I'm sure you know, it's really hard to network within your own state, especially when you get a little traction. It seemed like everybody was kind of wanting to work with us, and then, you started a group, and now, hey, let's collab, let's go up to these shows together. Well, then it just got to be too much. So the more shows we went to, man, really, people were coming up to us like, "Hey, how do we join this?" And I'm like, "Damn, what's going on?" Like, we're just, coming to dog shows, and, really just like literal mini vacations for us, bro. Because, we work hard. And it was just little mini vacations, and we just have a good time. We'd go to a casino or go to listen to a live band, and, me, John, and Jared, it was, we were going. But then other people started coming up to us, and man, we started going out and getting other states, and it grew from there. But we're a show group. You have to go to so many amount of shows a year. And we had a lot of people leave last year, and I'll touch on that a little bit because I've been quiet about that for a while. You don't see me going back and forth with nobody. That wasn't how I was raised on the Facebook. You could call me, whatever you want to call me on here. That ain't bothering me.
I love that you call
Facebook. So with running a group, it's it's a lot of different personalities, right?
Yeah.
So when we first started, I wanted to leave it, free structure. We talked to Black Labels people. We talked to Alex with the Lucky Line, and we kind of asked them like, "Hey, what's pros and cons? What if you had any advice to give somebody now starting a group, what would it be?" Like, we reached out to all these people and tried to put together. So to me, the reasons the groups kind of broke apart was there was a lot of rules and money and stuff. So we tried to eat out all that. Like, just, hey, the only rule we got, wear your BWO shit when you go to a show,
Yeah.
If you want to wear your kennel stuff while you're setting up, that's fine. The only rule we got, wear your BWO stuff, because if 5 or 6 of us are there, it looks like something.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
was the only rule. Well, the bigger we got, and we were getting, quality people, right? Like people with good dog. I mean, I even asked Caleb to join. I mean, that's the type people we reach out to, and he told us no. I ain't gonna tell you how he said it. I ain't gonna tell you all everything. He's got little kids that may be watching this. I ain't gonna tell it. No, I'm just playing. But no, he was very respectful. He had been reached out by somebody else. We've asked a bunch of people, y'all, that's turned us down. I say a bunch,
Yeah, don't feel special, Caleb.
Yeah, we've asked some people. We've been turned down, but we wanted to do it. But anyway, to get back to that, I get so sidetracked. But to get back, so the bigger we got, the more people we had being involved in shows and stuff. And my biggest thing is integrity, 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 integrity. So we started. So John's a judge, right? Now we got Corey. He's a judge in 2 different registries. We've had other people in our group that's been asked to be judges that's turned it down. Hey, that's great. We want you to grow in this group. We want to see you grow in this group. Just if a BWO member is judging a show, no BWO can show in that show. If you want to go show under the other judge, you can do that. So kind of got from a few people, didn't like that. Oh, well, we're driving all this way. Hey, there's plenty of shows out there, man. Pick another damn weekend to go show your dog, or go to that show on that date, but don't show under John. Don't show under Corey. Okay, so we go on and we go on. And like I said, I'm not airing a lot of laundry, but I just want to. We're building this thing on integrity over here.
Right. Which is the right.
So we had some people. We had some people that were starting to do things for registries and going to be part of the fun show part. Well, when that became it, okay, well that's a new ball game to me, because now you're one getting money from the boo, this and that. So if that's the case, nobody from the BWO can show in the whole show. So yes, that weekend is out. Because all you're going to hear if John and just say John pick me over somebody, even if Wayne was the better dog,
that's the takeaway.
It's going to be talked about in a negative light. So you try to head stuff off like that. Well, that became a problem. So I told him, you can you can leave. We're going to be built on loyalty and integrity if I'm the only one left in here, point blank. And half stayed and half left. Half didn't leave at the beginning, but But so we're kind of rebuilding. We're kind of coming back. We're 8 kennels strong. We're Kansas, Oklahoma, Alabama, Florida, and then Mississippi. So 5 states, 8 kennels. We have four kennels in Mississippi. Mississippi is the home base. It'll always be the president will always be from the state of Mississippi. Whether it's me or not, it'll always be. I didn't want the president role. John didn't want the vice president role. We got voted into that from everybody. That wasn't a position that I said, hey, I've done this much money, this. Everybody saw the work that I put in and saw how I pushed, and they gave me the role. I'll take it. I appreciate it. And I, I'm going to try to, we're just getting started, man. Last year was rough, we hate to lose people, but, we wish all of them the best, whether they like us or not. We wish all of them the best, and, meet us in the ring with something,
Hey, Lance,
yes,
said, what part of Mississippi are you from?
I'm from Mississippi, North Mississippi. I'm about an hour from Memphis. I'm Ole Miss Rebels. I live in Oxford, Mississippi. I live in Ole Miss.
Well, people that want to join your group, man, what they have to do, get in touch with you. And actually, I want to know how many shows that you have to show.
This year, so we're writing we're finally actually starting to put laws to everything, and rules. So this year we came out after everybody left, so that way people coming in, because that's kind of what we had. We had some people coming in that wasn't wasn't told exactly, you know, our standards. You know, they kind of, when I came to them, it was like, oh, that's the first I've heard of that. So we tried to let the people from the state, whoever we got in the state first, run the state. Like Corey, we want him to pick up one or two more people, and he's over them. So I ain't got to be over everybody. Right. And then if there's a problem, the head of the state comes to me, and then we sit down and we figure out what to do, you know, whatever. I mean, it's really not a lot of drama. It's just when, you know, when people don't agree, you know, you have your problems, but I think we made the right call, you know. We even had one registry, the people called the registry, had the registry call me, and and I'm not going to say the registry, but they called me and they were like, oh no, it's all good on our end. I said, ma'am, I don't care if it's good on your end or the president of the United States end. It's not good on BWO terms. It's not going to happen. If y'all want to do that, remove yourself from the BWO. No problem, no harm, no skin, no nothing. So this year we started collecting dues for that reason, so nobody can just join and jump out. You know, join us when we're doing good, and then when things maybe ain't moving so good, you know, we're gone. So now we make, you know, there's a $200 a year fee, which is, you know, I feel like very minimum. We're putting that in an account, and we're trying to get to be able to throw a dog show.
That's nice. I was going to ask you, that was my next question. What does the money go to?
Yeah. And paying for our StreamYard, like, you know, that's $25 a month instead of, you know, me having to pay that out of my pocket. You know, we'll pay
Free
that.
hats for Adam.
Say that again.
Free hats for Adam. That's where some of that money goes.
No, well, and that's how we do our merch. I gave the template to everybody. If you want to go make some hats, shirts, whatever, and whatever you sell, you make the money from that. If I want to make 10 hats and sell them for whatever price, I make the money. That's up to everybody. You know, like I said, we want everybody to win. But we have been involved in a couple fundraisers where we raised money for families by selling our stud credits for really cheap. I put John Wayne up for $500.
Yeah.
I think we raised like $6,000-7,000 in one day for a family's house that burned. You know, and that's not a lot compared to losing a house, but when you ain't got nothing, $7,000 sure looks good.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
So those are the things that the group's done that I'm proud of. You know, everybody's not going to be, you know, we're not going to be able to please everybody. But, you know, I feel like as long as we build it on integrity and good dogs, I mean, let them talk, man, you know, is my motto.
Well, how many members you have now?
We have 12 members, 5 states, 8 kennels.
Nice.
Oh, I just got that out like I've been rehearsing that, didn't I? Hey. Damn, Lance can't carry on a conversation for more than 5 minutes, but goddamn, he got that line down.
So who's your kennel in Kansas? Who's your members in Kansas?
Brian and Emmy Page, well, they're not paid. They're about to get married. Bri Page and Emmy Elder.
Nice. Where in Kansas are they?
Oh, girl, don't get me lying. Kansas.
That's a big
they live right next door to Dorothy. They live right next door to Dorothy.
The city or Wichita or
I think they said they're about an hour or so from Devon, and I think she lives. God, man, I can't remember where she lives. Okay. When you said Wichita, that sounded familiar.
Yeah, it's Wichita area, I believe.
So they live on the prairie in the middle of nowhere somewhere.
With all the wind and the weed, baby.
Yeah.
The wind and the weed.
And then we got Jerry, Dubtown Bullies, Oklahoma. We got Corey, Southern Pride Bullies, Corey and Vicky, Alabama. Jeffrey Askew in Florida with Hard Knocks. Then me, Lance Lee, Blue Magic Bullies, John Bridges, Bully Way, Jameson Pearson, Noble South Bullies, and Jared Harmon, Mississippi Bully Combine.
Man, you got that road down. Ain't no way.
Hey, Lauren, turn the page to the next page. Turn it to the next page.
Oh my God.
But we got, man, we set goals every year. The BWO, man, there was one year I think we had, like, in the group, we had 6 or 7 champions in one year. I remember one show we went to, me and Kayla, I think we champed out 3 in one show. Just little goals like that, man, just really, and man, we were so tight and we still are, like, the people that are still with us. And like I said, I mean, Kayla's not with us anymore. But we just did with that breeding, that litter we just did, that was a co-own with Kayla. I didn't have a lick of hiccup because we're not going to let, we're still friends, everybody. And there are people that left and left respectful, and she was one of them, and there's a way to do things and way to not. But then there's some people that left at burnt bridges that, just good luck to you and God bless you. That's where you stand with me. But, we treat everybody good, man. Like I said, you can't please everybody, but man, how long we had the BWO, Lauren? 4 years. So about a year after we started showing, so about 4. So we're going 4 years, and I think we've made an impact. We've been to shows before, and people are like, "Damn, BWO crew's here, man." So you hear it when you walk by or something, like stuff like that. Kind of, I don't know, makes you proud, man. To be honest with you, I mean, not trying to brag, but I mean, kind of bragging. But that kind of that stuff right there kind of pumps you up, makes you want to go harder, and that's the goal. We want to be in a magazine. We want to be considered black labels. I keep saying black labels like I only know one, but I mean, all these lines and stuff that are out there, we want to be considered like that, Duval and them with Tone and them, we want to be, that's who we mocked ourselves after, groups that were people who we respect, and look at as competition and love it when you beat them, and a win's always good,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Speaking of making sure that, you have all that, access to everybody and, being able to use their blood and whatnot. There was actually a question that Stuart had much earlier that I didn't get a chance to vocalize. You'd mentioned your love for old school blood. He's curious as to which old school blood you really like.
Rockin' Ruby, my boy John, I like that. And I like the edge stuff. I like Waffle. I like Warren G. I like that. I like that edge line stuff. That Razor's Edge. But I want a bully dog too. So I want the best. I want the best of Remy. I'm not real familiar with his stuff. Not like as far as that old school. I'm not real good with PEDs unless I've looked into it for me.
Yeah.
And I will say that I do need to get better on that. But
Hey, what color was Warren G?
He was a fawn with a black mask, kind of.
Okay,
That's
all right.
Waffle House's dad.
It was another Warren G. When you said old school blood,
okay,
it goes back to that. Okay, I was just wondering which one you was talking about.
So the Rock and Ruby stuff, like Grand Champion Rye, like I bought a stud credit from him. I was wanting to bring that stuff in. John was running that Rock and Ruby, so that's kind of what we were trying to do at the beginning too. Like, hey, bro, you go after what blood do you like? I like this. Okay, you lock that down. I'm gonna lock the Waffle House and Shamrock down. You lock the Chaos and the Dax down. You and before long we would be just breeding for free, with each other. But how we do our breedings in the BWO, like say me and Jared want to do a breeding. If we do a breeding, instead of putting our kennel name in front, we put BWO in front. So we're going to have BWO on pedigree. We already do. I mean, we got, 3 or 4 of these under our belt. So before long, I would love to be able to look top and bottom 4 or 5 generations down and see BWO in every column. Maybe not top and bottom, but hey, boom, the daddy was BWO, mama was BWO, daddy was BWO, granddaddy was. I think that would be pretty cool. Just goals, stuff that takes time and effort and a group to do it. I mean, I couldn't do all this by myself, man. So I love my BWO family we got left. I'd do anything in the world for them. They're all hard workers. They all pull their weight. It ain't no babysitting anymore. So that's what I've been real happy about this year is just the body of work that everybody's putting in. Because Brian and Emmy, they've been killing it already. So I'm just ready for the day where we're all killing it at the same time. That's when Lance is going. You're gonna see me at a show sitting over there, fat and happy, and just smiling. Is when it's 5 or 6 BWO members in every damn class. And like, damn man, we sick of seeing them.
You have your own. You basically you make up your own champ class. That's accolades.
And we've had it. We've had it where it's been 2 or 3 of us in the ring at a time. Either showing clients dogs or, this or this. But we don't stay out of each other's way. People ask us all the time, what do you do if, what'd you do when John Wayne? Did y'all try to go to different shows? Hell no. If you beat my dog, man, hey, we still won, Yeah. And that's how we all kind of are. We all kind of, there's some of us that hate losing more than others. And we ain't going to call no name. But for the most part, everybody's real respectful, and that means a lot to me. We can take an L from each other and not look at it as an L.
Right, exactly.
So,
yes, man. Respect for what you're doing. Y'all are definitely making a change, and I know you kind of touched on that too. And this podcast is going very well. This live, you were talking about one. When do y'all plan on starting that? Just so people that are watching can kind of keep that in the back.
Say that again, Caleb.
I know that you were talking about BWO podcast. When do y'all plan on getting that off the ground so people that are watching?
So we had it going last year, and then Lois was running everything, and then she's no longer with us. She left respectfully. And, doing her thing, getting busy, training more dogs and stuff. And it is a lot. Y'all know what it is to run a podcast. The next second, it's going to be the second Wednesday of every month. So this coming up, not this coming up Wednesday, but the next. No. Because
So once a month?
Saturday. Second Wednesday of every month, we're going to have it a BWO podcast. It's going to be me and Jerry James, and we got a couple more members we're picking up from last year. We wanted to interview every member from the BWO. I think we have John, and I think John may be it. John and Jameson, I think, are the last 2 that got to be interviewed. And then we're just going to get on here and just like y'all do. Get on here with a couple people, just talk some dogs, and if anybody wants to ask questions, and bring a guest on from time to time. Just once a month though. We ain't gonna do. Lord knows I can't do every week or every other week or once a month, and hell, we ain't even been able to do that January and February. But it's mainly technical difficulties, y'all. We some old country boys down here, and like I said, y'all remember when I first got on here, I didn't even look, man. John used to make fun of me. He told me, Lance, they like, hey man, people come up to me at the show, hey man, what's your Facebook? Oh man, I'm about to get that. I'm about to download that when I get home. John told me the 5th person. He said, Lance, you all see how these people are looking at you. He said everybody thought I was just playing with them, like I just didn't want to give them my info. He said, Lance, quit telling people you ain't got no Facebook, bro. He said, we're going to get you a Facebook. I said, all right, John. Bring me in the right century, baby. Get me caught up to speed.
Oh my God.
So I'll tell you a funny story. We did a breeding with Bad Betty with John Wayne, which produced 2 grand champions out of 1 litter. John Wayne offsprings. Mike had hit me up. And this was before I knew how to check your spam. Like if you're not friends with people hitting you up, bro, I opened that thing and the damn list was. So I'm going through there, and every message is a good message. Like, hey, how much for puppies? How much is this Like, shit, I done sold litters a year ago. So I find Mike. He was asking about a stud fee, man. He was asking about a stud fee. He was wanting to use Wayne twice on 2 females, and I called him. He's like, bro, I just hit up Tom with Waffle House. I said, well, that's a good stud. No worries. Hey, bro, just letting you know I ain't good with this internet shit. I just saw you called, and I was just wanting to reach out to you, bro. If you don't, I understand totally if you don't want to mess with me. Shit, he called me back the next day, locked in Wayne, and man, probably one of the best breedings he did. So just reach out to you people, man. Don't turn nothing down. What I mean. All money ain't good money, but don't turn. Reach out to everybody that reached out to you, man, because they took the time to reach out to you. At least give them the same courtesy, no matter what day you've had. And I try to call people because I like to talk. Obviously, I like to talk, but you get their vibe and you get their tone of voice. You get more than a text message. And my old lady always says I seem like an asshole when I text. So she says, but I'm just to the point, like, what do you want? Like, what's up? Or, and she's like, yeah, you don't put periods or nothing. She says, you just go through there writing shit.
It's a long, run along sentence. You're like, Jesus, commas save lives, Lance. They save lives.
Yeah, she saved lives.
Commas saves lives.
Yeah.
So does your wife, apparently.
She's been a good one, but it takes a team, man. My little girl has chores. She does dogs every day when she gets home from school, feeds, water, cleans up. My fiance, holds it down when I go to shows. I mean, she's here by herself with all the dogs. So it takes a team, man. It's been a wild ride, bro. Like I said, getting John Wayne really took us to the, I remember sitting, me and my fiance talk about it all the time. I remember sitting on the couch. She's like, when are you going to quit going to these shows? I was like, as soon as I get a champion, baby. I was like, if I ever get a champion, I'm done. I'll be damned. Now here come her. Baby, as soon as I get a grand champion. Hey, grand champ John Wayne, grand champ, trying to grand champ Earp didn't do it. Then Wayne come along. Well, then I seen shit. I went from having body to Earp where we would, first, second, win here and there, but we got to where we were going to Wayne Wayne won a best in show at 7 months old, bro. God, a best in show at 7 months old. And that's when John really set me down and was like, hey, bro, you got you something, we're going to push this dog. And it takes people, because I'm really hard on my dogs, y'all. Like I pick John Wayne apart all the time. I'm like, damn, boy, don't be standing like that. Somebody see you,
Looking.
Get your ass in the house, boy. Shit.
I'm outside.
But, and everybody's got their own preference and stuff, but I just try to stick to mine, what I like, and I do listen to people and I ask opinions, and I ask opinions sometimes that I don't listen, and sometimes I'm glad I didn't listen. Sometimes like, damn, I'm listening next time. I'm definitely gonna do what he said next time. But when it comes to breeding, I just try not to breed two flaws together too. That's my main thing right now. Like if there's two dogs that's got lacking somewhere, I'm probably not putting them together. I may put a daughter to that or a grand, if the blood's what, it's a lot, bro. Caleb, hell, you over there trying to mix and match, and everybody, it's a struggle from times, but I've met some good people, man. Got to see a lot of places, we went to New York right before Christmas. Never been to New York, never, why in the hell would I go to New York? Well, for a dog show now, so it's taken me a bunch of cool places. I've met a bunch of cool people. I wouldn't change it for nothing, bro. It's part of my life now. Regardless, Facebook, if I go to any more shows or not, I'll have me some dogs till the day they put me in the ground or until the day I can't take care of them. You know what I mean? And even then, I'm probably at least gonna have one. And I can dump some damn food out on the porch, and fill a water bowl up. Hell, if I can't do that, go ahead and knock me in the back of the head. Hell,
Take me out, put me in a chair on the beach, and walk away.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Oh my God.
I got this.
Yeah. Where you want me to put the dog food, Lance? Hell, just cut a hole in the side of it, set it right there on the porch. That ought to last him a while.
We'll
I
Figure
just,
it out.
Oh
I just love
man.
them, man. They bring so much joy to me, man. Especially puppies, man. You could be having the worst day ever, and you come in, them little puppies, all they want to do is be loved on and let out and played with, and it's a lot of work, but we enjoy it, man. Blessed and thankful for everything that we've accomplished, and we still got a lot more. We still got we rewrite goals every year. And after we accomplish them, if we accomplish them early, we write some more. Until we get to that, I mean, my main goal, y'all, I want a number one dog. It ain't no doubt. I want a number one dog that I produced, and even if I get a number one dog that I bought, I'm gonna be just as proud of him. People say to me all the time, "Well, you didn't produce John Wayne." I damn sure didn't, but I don't love him no less. And every time he gets a lock in, they don't send me less money because I didn't produce him.
Yep.
He has an entire room full of his trophies, and they didn't go nowhere else. They came home with me, just like you
That's
did.
right.
They,
That's
they
right.
on my wall.
It's it's good, man. It's good. I love it. I love the competition is my main thing. I love good competition, and I love when even if people don't win, I don't know. I like to watch people at shows, and you learn a lot about people. Watch them when they win, watch them when they lose, and see how they act. And that's who we try to kind of gravitate towards. Is the good vibes and the hard workers.
Yeah.
I love
Definitely.
it.
Yeah.
So one of the things that is important to us about having this particular live is the exchange of information and giving people, that are coming into this or have been in it, but they still want to learn more because, I mean, again, if you're not learning something new every day, you're doing it wrong. But one of the things that we like to have our guests do is what advice would you give for somebody that's just coming into this? What is something that you would say this is absolutely paramount?
Thank you, damn money. uh, don't rush, man. Just don't rush. Try to buy the best female you can afford.
Yeah.
I got so many, that I want to say, that I wish somebody would have told me. You know, don't buy a brother and sister pair to start your damn kennel with. God damn. Clyde's over here. Where's Clyde at? Come here, Clyde.
So
Come here,
bless.
Clyde. I don't even want to show y'all Clyde, man. I ain't even gonna show y'all Clyde. Come here, get down, John.
You're
Wayne.
gonna call him over,
Come
but
here,
you're not going to show him. That's true.
come here, Clyde. There's my boy, Clyde.
Oh,
But he's easty westy, got an underbite, and my boy.
that's
But you can tell he got that old Miyagi head,
yeah.
But I'm steadily just feeding him. Look, John said leave Clyde alone. Everybody loves Clyde though. Everybody loves Clyde, man.
I look at his face and I want to snuggle that little bit. Oh
Yeah,
man.
that's the only good looking thing about him is his face. I can promise you. But
Oh,
he's a good dog, man. But take your time. Get you a mentor. Get you somebody that's done it, not somebody who talks about it. Somebody who's done it. Stan's helped me out so much in the ring because that's his forte. He dresses up every time. And they're still on me about that. Damn, Lance, need to start dressing up. Y'all can hang that shit up. Like, I'm out here bending over picking up dog shit. I ain't about to have no slacks on, buddy. I just can't make my mind wrap around that. And I've never lost a show and a judge said, "Hey man, I didn't pick you, bro, because you had that damn T-shirt on." Like I've never been told that. Now the first day that they tell me, "Hey bro, you didn't win because you didn't have a button down on," you gonna see me in a black button down BWO. It may not be tucked in until they tell me to tuck it in. But they're gonna have to dress me every step of the way, bro. I'm gonna fight it. I just can't do it, man. But
Oh,
but that's the stuff. Get you a good mentor. Hit the shows, man. Go see these dogs for yourself. Make your own opinions. Make your own plan. Don't. You gonna listen to somebody's been in the game for 15 years and you're not impressed with their yard? Don't listen to that person then. Now, if you go over there and you love everything on their yard, I'd probably be asking if you could come do a little weed eating and help out. Help out. Seriously. The dog people are pretty cool if they're cool. And that's the thing, that people are either gonna mess with you or they're not. But I mean, it don't matter if they like you or not. You ask them to lock that stud in, they're gonna send you that cash app. I can promise you. 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get what you want anyway. And don't let your hate keep you from using a dog that you really want to. If you and that person have been into it and you think that dog can take you to the next round, man, go use that dog, man. Let that dude make his money and get you a litter. Try to make more than he made, off of his stuff,
Absolutely. No, I mean,
I've had 2 or 3 people hit me up. I was like, man, I'm gonna take these puppies, further than you took Wayne. Bro, I want you to. I mean, just like with Thor and Bass, man, those are way better dogs than Wayne. Everybody's like, man, what you think about that? I love it. I need 6 more. You know what I mean? I need 6 more productions like that, I've never got why people, and it takes 2 to tango, a female and a male made the breeding, you just advertise your stud, hey, this many grand champions. But I look at like Lucky and Tone and them, man, those are, if y'all look at the numbers of their champions producing stuff, that's crazy, bro.
Yes, it is.
Lucky's up to 50, 20 something grands. Tone's up to 10, 11 grands, 35, 40 champions. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, those numbers are just nuts. I can't even fathom.
My goal for Wayne, I'll tell y'all, is I want 5 grands and at least 10 champions. And I feel like that would be, I feel like if a dog can produce that, that's, you can't put him in top producer category, but you can say he's a good producer.
Yeah.
That's an excellent producer. I mean, that's the thing. But
we're getting there. He's got 2 grands right now and 5 champions so far. He's just 4 years old, and we plan on using him a good bit over here on some stuff. So.
Oh yeah, y'all gonna kill those numbers.
Definitely. You'll make those numbers.
I hope so, girl. Don't say it like it's just gonna happen, because.
I know there's a lot of things that go into play. There's who those puppies go home with. I mean, it's a lot of stuff.
It's huge.
Yeah, you can't just send them home with anybody. I mean, you got to send them, if you want them in the show ring, you're going to have to get them to the right people.
And you may have to take a little less money for that dog for somebody that's going to show it like that. Like I said, don't get caught up in the greed of everything, build your program, and it's hard not to, everybody loves money, shit. But
that's for sure.
Well, I mean, and these people I'll be honest with you. I got in these dogs to make money. I love these dogs. I know that doesn't sound good and that isn't what everybody wants to hear, but 90% of us were like, hey, I can throw a kennel up in the backyard, because we're going to take care of them, right? Throw a little extra money coming in, that ain't going to hurt nothing.
Yeah.
And then you realize that you're just dumping money in for a long, long time, or spending what you make. But I wouldn't change nothing, man. I mean, the places I've been, the experiences I've had, the people I've met, it's just worth getting into. But like I said at the beginning, if you don't have the passion, you're going to burn out. Unless you're just making gobs and gobs of money, litter sold out, and there's people like that, y'all. Like, don't, everybody ain't struggling to sell a puppy. We never sell out when they're born. We're all, like I said, we got 2 left now, trying to sell. But really, I know everybody thought I was joking, but probably the biggest piece of advice is have your money right. I went in 30 grand right off the top, man, and didn't get nowhere. And then spent $2,000 on John Wayne, and You know, I mean, seriously, that's how it could happen. So just be ready to grab that rocket when it's your time to take off, bro. You know, like for real, like because it could happen. Shit, man, damn, Caleb. You know, you could set this litter you're about to have could go and all of them chamfer grand and boom, now everybody wants XL from you. You grab that rocket and hold on, brother. You know what I mean? Just prepare yourself and you're still not going to be prepared. You know, that's kind of the bitch of it. You know, like you can, you know, it's crazy. It's a big gamble. The dogs, you know, it's not no quick turnaround money like I thought. I did. I thought get these 2 dogs. I'll stud him out. Everybody's gonna want his stud fee. Hadn't sold one off old Clyde that John loved so much. John always tell me, man, you need to leave Clyde alone. Take Clyde to this show. I said, won't you go and lock him in then, John? Lock him in, John. Where you at, John? You watching this? Is John still on here? Yeah, go and lock him in, John. Hey, John will say, woo, he'll turn around, go on in. Shit. But we have a good time, man. You know, we that's the main thing. Try to have a good time, win or lose. Like, you know, when we leave the dog show's over with. We're looking for somewhere to eat and setting our alarm clock. Look, John's still around. He knows I'm telling the truth. But that's been key for us too, though, in the group. You know, John lives probably 20 minutes away. Jeremy was, you know, Jared's an hour away. You know, Jeremy was 20 minutes away when he was in the group. So when we first started, it was just, I mean, I remember me and Jeremy went over to Jared's house, helping, you know, fence in his yard so he could kennel it, you know. Yeah. You know, expand his yard for putting kennels out there. I went to Jeremy's house, helped him build his, you know, one Sunday. I was like, hey, bro, I'll come out there for a day, you know. And then us both being in the trade, you know, we got a lot done, you know.
Yeah.
So
that's a good way to start, though. That's a really good way to start, is finding people to do it with you that have the same kind of passion you do.
Oh, it's crucial. It's you know, when you get down in the dumps, I get down in the dumps. I mean, hell, I missed 4 breedings last year. You know, I feel like that set me back too. But you know, John had a rough year the year before. You know, lost, you know, our test and you know, another dog breeding wouldn't take for him. You know, and you know, I know it's been hard for him. So I'm really anxious to see him get back in the ring. We're all kind of rebuilding right now, you know, looking for the next, you know, puppy to bring. But like you said, I'm not coming back out until I got something that, you know, I feel like, you know, we may try to champ a few out, but then, you know, I want opinions from judges, opinions from other people, you know, and I want my own opinion. Like, hey, I'm seeing my dog stacked up with this dog. Like, I can tell myself if we're ready or not, you know. But that's what we're on, y'all.
I love it.
I appreciate y'all having me on too, man.
Man, thank you. Thank you for the knowledge. Thank you for the raw. I just love the realness of it, man. You can sense the realness. Everyone in the comments loves you, man.
Oh, man. Good. Did you tell them check me out? Blue Magic Bullies, Lance Lee on Facebook. You know, we got a couple studs over here. We got 2 puppies available off of Champion J Prince to our big girl Maddie. So it's heavy Dax breeding. So it'd be good for a like my man was talking about, a good old school outcross. I feel like I did that breeding to get a female to take Wayne to. And that's why I'm keeping a female. And then you know, we got baby cakes planned. We got Shamrock credits. We got some stuff coming, y'all. So
that's gonna be good.
Follow the page; it's free. We appreciate it, and you know, I really appreciate y'all having me on, man.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, pleasure's all ours. I mean, it's one of those things where we've been talking about, you know, getting the right people on, motivational people that, you know, are real and you know, they've been doing this long enough that, you know, people have developed a really, really, you know, good feeling towards and a trust towards, and you know, you're you know, right at the top of that list for us. So we were really, really excited to hear that you were willing to come on with us for real.
Man. And it was an honor, really. I mean, I appreciate it. I mean, out of all the people you could have picked, y'all y'all chose old Lance. So I appreciate it. And I hope it went good. I know I talk a lot and get off track, but I just like to talk about what comes to mind, and like you said, I do like to try to keep it as real as possible, you know.
You did it. No, you absolutely did. So again, pleasure's all ours, trust me. It was great. I really enjoyed it. So
Yes.
Yes, man.
everybody else seems to really have enjoyed it in the comments.
Oh yeah.
So
Anything they want to ask me, they more than welcome, you know. Whatever they want to ask, or y'all want to get done with it, I'm good either way, y'all. I'm my schedule's free. Caleb knows what I got to do when I get off. I got to get back on that game. I got to ride somebody down. Y'all man, my buddies from Texas got me hooked on Red Dead, man.
Oh, no, the Red Dead Redemption, no.
Oh,
Bro, go ahead. Y'all go ahead. I'm sorry. I was talking about video games.
I was just going to see if anybody else had any other questions in the comments while you guys are talking about Red Dead.
yes. Hey, Lance, man, no bull. This has been one of my favorite lives, man. Like,
Okay.
you a lot of things that a lot of people don't talk about, just the realness of getting in the breed and the money you're going to spend going to shows, but why you did it and the results and things like that. So, man, thank you for all the knowledge, man.
Man, I
Thank you for
appreciate y'all, man.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for the
Y'all a cool group of people, man. And like I said, God bless y'all, and anything, you know, y'all good luck on everything y'all got coming, man, for real.
Man,
Oh,
thank
absolutely. And I'll definitely see you at the next show. I love seeing y'all there, and I catch up with your daughter every time I'm there too.
That's what's up. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I really do. It's a good community. I mean, the community's not lost. Everybody keeps saying the community's lost. It's not lost. It's just more good people like this need to get together and shoot for bigger, better, and correct, you know?
I agree.
Absolutely.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you, gentlemen, for coming and hanging out with me.
Good
While I
night,
crack my
y'all.
voice.
Thank y'all so much. I appreciate it.
Bye.
All right. Good night.
Lance. Y'all have a good night.
All right. See y'all,
Night,
man.
guys.
Yeah.